So, I mean, one of the questions that some of us who are big fans of the 90s and the sort of late 80s, which is when New Jack Swing was really launching, is why is that genre and era of music so dear to us? And I would think it's from about 88 to probably 96. It's a good 8 years of some real good jams. And one of the things is that there was a very big distinction between what hip hop was doing and what R&B was doing. And labels were not trying to look for the best way to make money by just pushing one genre. So hip hop artists were able to develop, you can go gold, and that was big in those days, selling 500,000 albums. You would probably release 1 or 2 singles and you'd go on tour. And you didn't have major budgets for videos, but it wasn't because MTV was very limited in the kind of videos they were showing, and BET really wasn't up and coming at that time showing videos. So it was the airwaves that you were getting your music out and going on tour. And so music was fun. The hip hop artists like Big Daddy Kane and Father MC and Kumo D, Heavy D, they were dancing. It was fun. And R&B, New Jack and stuff, it was just really uplifting. It was really a lot of emphasis in the lyrics. It was about long-term development. And I mean, you'd think on that, Guy's second album, they released seven singles. I mean, that's, the first album only had 8 songs. So you think about their second album releasing 7 singles. So you can see how much they would, you go platinum, and that was massive. So unfortunately, towards the late mid-90s and above, I think they caught on, the labels, that, R&B and hip-hop was going a little bit more commercial, and it was crossing over, and they were making more money, and especially hip-hop, with the sort of little labels from the Rough Riders and Rockefeller and Murder Inc., Cash Money. And they were really going popular, and they were crossing over to the pop side, where the void was left after people like NSYNC and Britney and Backstreet Boys sort of all exploded, collapsed, and so there was a void, and hip hop filled that void. But that put a strain on R&B, because the labels weren't investing as much in the R&B. And they were just like, let's push into the hip hop. Unfortunately, when you look at stuff like country music, they have been very clear in their lane. I mean, they were very clear in when we look at what they're defining as country music, and they've kept it that way. It might seem as if they're very old-fashioned, but they're preserving their music. And unfortunately, we didn't do the same. Hasn't been done in R&B, to the shame. So you have a lot of us who start to reminisce on old school stuff, old school R&B, old school New Jack, and in the revival of those 90s and late 80s R&B acts are filling out arena tours now. Could we ever get back to good music? Could we ever get back to when music was really for the people and the artists were given time to develop? I don't know. I don't know if the patience are there. I don't know if the way the society is, everything now is quick and fast with social media. And I don't know if labels are going to find the time to really develop and push artists, because they're up against social media, and that somebody can develop their own sound, push it on Spotify, on YouTube, and get the revenue that way. And maybe not need the major labels as they once did. So it's hard, but I still just hope that good songwriters, good lyricists are still out there, and the focus is not on the fame. The focus is on making good music and letting it find its audience.